Alright, and we are back. You know what that means. It's time for segment 3, the kayfabe issues.
Yeah.
Oh, you were not aware of this? Your posterior better contact someone at once!
That is correct. And this week we're playing my favorite game of all time. It's called the Toss-Up. So the way this works is I will give a topic and Omega BR and Gunner will debate these topics, and I will decide the winner by point valuing each of their arguments. So this week, Gunner, you're going to argue that not only should Batista win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, he should have a 2-year reign where he never loses or looks weak. Omega BR, you will be arguing that that is bullshit. Gunner, I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock. Let's see here, if I can get the clock.
Professional.
Oh, go fuck
Maybe
yourself.
I'll win this week, guys.
We'll
see where
see.
this goes.
Your 2 minutes starts now.
So Batista should win at WrestleMania, and he should win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And for the rest of the time that he is currently employed, he should look amazing. He should have a Hogan-esque run, only because he's a douchebag, and because he can flip between heel and face, and pretty much be the same goddamn character. Now, there are a whole bunch of fresh feuds for him to work, including Daniel Bryan, the returning CM Punk, a Cena feud that could potentially get him revenge for the for the time that he retired back in 2010, and a few other rising superstars. Now, while this would occupy the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, it would turn essentially the Intercontinental Championship into one of the most important titles. Therefore, elevating that title and having it be put on people like Cena and Sheamus and Christian and those mid-carders that are upper mid-card, and bringing it back to where it should be. Now, here's my point. If you have Batista running rampant over pretty much everybody, and then you have an Intercontinental Champion, what if Daniel Bryan won the Intercontinental Championship? What if Daniel Bryan was involved in the triple threat match, right? And then Batista won it, and then Bryan chased him for a while, and then he didn't win it, but he was put out, he was put out to injury or something like that. Flash forward a year and a half, say he had like the Achilles injury that Edge had, way back when. So imagine if that happened. So then it's WrestleMania 42. And Batista has to face Daniel Bryan, and the match is if the loser has to retire, the winner gets the World Heavyweight Championship, and then a 2-year build-up to a World Heavyweight
Time.
I think I have a point.
All right, let me just tally this up here. Carry the 1. 3 points for this. Okay, Omega BR, you have 2 minutes, starting now.
I believe that what he said was bullshit.
Okay, let me tally up the points here. -2, square root of 75,936, multipliers. Alright, Omega BR, you have a score of 736 trillion. Gunner, your score is -5. Because you argued that Batista should win the title at WrestleMania and carry it for 2 years. And that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life. So once again, Omega BR is our winner. And with that, let's, I'm feeling hungry.
Are you?
Yeah, I could go for, like a Blizzard, Well,
since Mr. Warbucks over there is going to go rent a video game for $4, he could pay for dinner. He could pay for dinner and dessert at the Dairy Queen drive-thru. Time for the Dairy Queen drive-thru. Hey, Yankum, why don't you read the ratings?
Alright, well, big surprise, last week's Impact Wrestling drew a final .94, that is less than 1 by .06, which is down from the previous week's .95. Viewership was at 1.06 million, and the show didn't rank among the top 100 shows on cable for Thursday night for the second week in a row. Omega BR and I were discussing this before the show while Gunnar was dickering around and not showing up on time, and Omega BR seems to think it's a little bit harder to get into the top 100 on cable than I do. I say, it's Thursday night, what the fuck is on? SmackDown.
Well, I'm saying that Thursday is traditionally a big night because they don't want to do it on Friday, the weekend, when people are allegedly out. So Thursday is sort of their big end of the week, must-see TV. CBS's Skip-O-Rama and Fox's nada.
Yeah, there's nothing on Thursday. And it's not for all of TV, including network. It's just cable. What is on cable on Thursday night?
Well, you got Cops, probably. Reruns.
Nope, Cops is on Saturday.
No, Cops is on... No, Cops. Oh, well, that's cable. Yeah, it's on all the time. But, oh, well. Yeah, there's nothing on cable, that's the joke.
Yeah. SmackDown, the February 28th edition of SmackDown, drew a 2.05 cable rating, which is up from last week's 1.95. The show averaged 2.796 million viewers, which is up just a smidge, 2.796 over last week's 7.29 million viewers. And, of course, Raw, Monday Night's Raw did a 3.26 cable rating, which is down from the 3.31 or 3.3 cable rating the show drew the previous week. And that's all I got for that.
Alright, we'll take care of these birthdays. Happy birthday. Coming up on the 5th here, or the 5th of March, which is today, Headbanger Mosh, a.k.a. Chaz. On the 6th, which is tomorrow, Santino Marella, David Flair, and Val Venus. On the 7th, Brother Love and Major Guns. On the 9th, Averno, Nikita Koloff, Melina, and Rick Steiner. On the 10th, Peroff Jr., and on the 11th, Johnny Fairplay. Just remember, guys, if you hear somebody dead in our birthdays, and I can count a couple there, you should tweet us, and we could potentially give you a prize. Okay, oh, there he is. And now it is time for This Week in Wrestling with Omega BR.
Yes, this weekend wrestling history. It's like 1959 when the fabulous Kangaroos, Al Costello and Roy Heffernan defeat Mike DiBiase and Danny Plechas to win the Amarillo NWA International Tag Team titles in Amarillo, Texas. Jump to 1962, where Don Leo Jonathan defeats Killer Kowalski in a tournament final to become the first American Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion in Denver, Colorado. And in 1970, Bob Orton defeats the Missouri Mauler for the Florida NWA Southern Heavyweight title in Tampa, Florida, beginning Orton's 4th reign and ending the Mauler's 6th. And that was this weekend Wrestling News.
And because I like to bury the talent, I'm going to take these happy trails, too. Happy trails to friends and family of the UK wrestling legend Billy Robinson, who passed away this week. Billy Robinson was a legend in the UK scene. You should check his matches out on YouTube.
It was a nice repetition.
And happy trails to Extreme Rising for having their next event pushed back to April 25th due to the new arena being unable to get a timely inspection. They are announcing a free barbecue with the wrestlers if you exchange your ticket for that. That's a gimmick right there. Alright, so what should we watch this week in wrestling? Yankum DDS.
Oh shit, I don't know. See, here's the thing. To steal a line from Omega BR when he is about to ride the fence. Only I'm not going to ride the fence. No, I'm not going to ride the fence either. Here's the thing. I am honestly not... like Raw, I can't even really pay attention to Raw. Like, it is not keeping my attention. But I just now remembered something to watch in wrestling, and that would be the Divas it would be the women's title because it was NXT. The women's title match on NXT from last week. I don't think we got to cover that. But it was absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. It was everything that women's wrestling on Raw should be. It brought tears to my eyes because I knew I would never see anything that good in women's wrestling on Raw or SmackDown because these women weren't going out there and botching everything and just shaking their titties around and looking pretty. These women were wrestling. I mourn the women's wrestling on the A&B show while lauding the vibrant and just wonderful wrestling that I saw in the women's division on NXT last week.
So now that Yankum's done jerking off over Paige and Emma,
it was a really good fucking match.
And it was chicks, so you liked it. So
it's not because they're chicks. It was because it was the storytelling was good.
Everything was good about that match. Yes, no, I have to agree with you. It was really, really good. Omega, what should we watch this week in wrestling?
Well, we were talking about Billy Robinson, and actually had a clinic with the then WWF champion Bob Backlund, a 60-minute match, which I was not able to find. However, I did find a match between him and future Japanese legend Ricky Chosen on YouTube. So why don't you go watch that?
And this week, I'm not going to suggest a match that you should watch, but a game I have acquired and started playing, the AAA game that is for PS3 and Xbox 360. It is it's got 6 sides. You can make your own luchador, and it's pretty good. To be completely honest, it's kind of fun. It's ridiculous SmackDown storytelling, like SmackDown, like Here Comes the Pain, or SmackDown, like 1 and 2 kind of storytelling. And the commentary on it is equally good. The characters feel kind of blocky. I'm not used to the controls yet. I've got a couple hours under my belt, but I would suggest Heroes of the Ring, the AAA video game. Google it; you'll be able to find it. It's kind of fun. If you like lucha and you enjoy and you want a wrestling game that isn't SmackDown or WWE 13, 14, whatever, check that out. All right, guys. So that's it for this week. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate it very much. And
by the way, TNA has their lockdown pay-per-view this weekend, so just in case you are interested.
Yeah. Okay, there's that. Like I'm writing TNA.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. No, all right, let's do some plugs. You can check us out, smarksnark.com, smarksnark.com. You can check us out there. We have all of our podcasts and a bunch of other stuff there, too. We have our
YouTube.com/smarksnark. Twitter.com/smarksnark. Facebook.com/smarksnark. Don't go there. Nobody ever does that unless Gunner's doing it now.
No, Gunner's not doing it now, but it is still updating automatically.
Oh, is it? Well, then go there and like it, and friend it, or poke it, or whatever it is you do on Facebook. I'm not even sure.
But yeah, you can check us out there. We might be doing a pre-show at some point or another if we can actually get our act together, which I don't think we will, but that's besides the point. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Thanks y'all for listening, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Spike your hair. You know it.
Good night, Amarillo.